Hey, what's up guys, Darkbreaker here, and in today's video I got autofilled in Legend rank and I'm gonna play Janna. Actually, fun fact, I used to play Janna a lot in high elo in Season 2, both in Wild Rift and in LoL PC, so I think I'm kind of familiar on how to play this champion. For the item build, I've copied one of the build of the top players, and I think it's pretty standard. Like the first two items are standard on enchanters, like Lulu, Nami, and Janna, for example, because these items give tons of supporting value in general for both you and for your allies. The main reason is the passive. When you heal or shield an allied champion, both of you gain attack speed and your auto attacks are gonna do additional magical bonus damage. So this is great to buff up and empower your allies. And then Staff of Flowing Water, like both of these items also give you a lot of ability haste, so you can spam your abilities more. Staff of Flowing Water, healing or shielding an ally. You can shield your allies with the third ability and you can heal them with your ultimate. Grants you both 15 ability haste and ability power on top of that. Then we're going for Death Cap, so you have even more shielding power, more poking damage, and more healing from the ultimate. I think the guy, like the thought process of getting Banshee's Veil and Crystalline Reflector is even more. First of all, you get the spell shield, which is pretty good. So if someone is focusing you, you can block the first engage or the first ability. Then you get even more ability haste and you get some magic resistance. While Crystalline Reflector also provides you with ability power, ability haste, and some armor plus damage block from physical damage. So I think overall you have two key core items that are like main support items. Then you get the Death Cap, so you can boost up all of your stats. So more healing, more shielding, more damage. And then you go for two other hybrid items that both provide AP, ability haste, and armor / magic resistance. So I think this item build is pretty solid. And for the boots, I'm using I would say you use either Mercs for the crowd control, tenacity, or cooldown reduction boots, so you get even more ability haste. And then for the enchantments, I'm using either Redemption for the extra healing for the vision, or you can use Locket for extra healing, so that's really up to you. For the runes, Aerie is, I think, is a must-have for the early game poking damage. For the first row, I've seen someone using Champion. I think this can be pretty good in the early game for poking, but you can also go, Honestly, Brutal is not bad for the early game for harassing, because Janna players tend to harass in the early game with the auto attacks and with the second ability a lot. I don't think this is that bad. Then Triumph can be pretty good value in teamfights for extra sustain. Maybe Weakness as well. If you impair someone, for example the second ability or the first ability knock them up, they will take more damage. I think I would usually use Weakness, but I just wanted to try out the champion thing because I've seen a few players use it. I think usually you just go for Weakness. Brutal if you guys want to play early game aggro, or Triumph for more teamfight value. Then Bone Plating, I guess if you want to play aggressively in the early game and you take some damage, this is pretty good to deny the burst damage. If you guys want to have better sustain in the early game, you can also go for Second Wind. If you guys want tenacity and HP, go for Hunter's Titan. And then Hunter Genius for ability haste. For the spells, Ignite, Flash, I think this is pretty standard. And let's hop right into the gameplay. Oh, I had Electrocute this game, but I would recommend you guys to go Aerie usually. It's an immortal game. We are ranked 12 in this gameplay. So it was on the day I was pushing to Legend. Sneaky question mark? Oh yeah, I was Baron lane and he... I was Baron lane and this guy just took my role. I was Baron lane and he just forced me into... Like, you guys know me and Sneaky are friends, so I say XD, clearly this was just jokingly banter because I know it's him. But he literally just took my role because he's chat muted. This guy's chat muted and he couldn't communicate with me, and he just took the role. He's like, he locked in Baron lane. He just locked in Baron lane. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't even mind switching with him because I know this guy can't support, and I think I can do a decent job as a support. So in the early game, what you wanna do is actually play, try to harass them every time they walk up to last hit. You wanna use some auto attacks and the second ability to poke them down and to proc their AoE. I have Electrocute actually, so my poking, I need 3 procs. Auto attack, second ability, and not another auto attack to proc the Electrocute. Yeah, I'm only hitting them twice, 2 times. I think Aerie is more consistent because with Electrocute you need to commit a little bit more to proc the burst damage. That's why I think Aerie is easier to play and is better poke damage overall. So let me explain the abilities for you guys who are not familiar with Janna. The first ability is a knock-up. The second ability is a poking ability that does damage and slows them down. Plus passively you get movement speed out of combat. The third ability is a shield, and the ultimate pushes everyone away and you heal them up in the area. This guy's trying to dive, so I try to give him a shield. This guy is trying to dive me. I'm flashing now to dodge his first ability, if he has it again, and now Ahri comes finally, and we get 2 kills in the early game. Very good. I don't know what Aurelion So was thinking when she was trying to dive there. Oh, I'm BMing them. I'm BMing them. Do you guys know why I'm doing this? Usually, I never write in all chat, but I'm trying to mental boom them. I'm kind of toxic trying to mental boom them, because if I manage to tilt them mental warfare style, then I'm getting a free win. It's toxic. I'm desperate for LP. I never do this. I don't know why I did this. I think this play was so bad that I've actually decided that was so fucking horrible. Let's PM them and trigger them, maybe mentally tilt them, and then we're just taking the free W. But usually I never write in all chat. This is like one of those rare occasions. They inted so hard. I think this deserves a slight step. A slight tickle. I mean, I immediately went into team chat. Like, I never use all chat, usually. But guys, to be fair, this deserves a BM. That was so bad. This deserves a BM. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. It's called mental warfare. We are competitive. We are trying to get legend here. Need the mental warfare game. But to be fair, don't do this. This kind of toxic BMing. It's kind of toxic. Not gonna lie. I think there's a Jax video that I'm gonna upload. I won a 1 vs 2, and it was against 7, and I had to BM. I had to BM to tilt him. I just had to do it. I know some people, like a slight BM, and they're like, shh, ah! They're like, ah! And I'm like, hey, let's get the free dub, baby. Let's get it done. This is high elo. This is high elo. This is the lobby where you just know the players you're facing. It's not like you're playing against randoms. You're playing high elo against pro players that I know all of those pro players because we have a server together and I talk to them, so I just had to BM. It's funny. Okay, early game looking pretty good for us. I would say as a Janna, the main thing you wanna do in the early laning phase is try to poke them, try to harass them, and maybe even harass them that much that you can zone them away, especially against melee matchups. This is not necessarily a melee matchup. And now I'm missing the ultimate. I wasted my ultimate, so I don't have it right now. He survives because I gave him the shield. If I had the ultimate, it would have been easier, to be fair. You max the second ability, then the third ability, and then the first ability, I would say. The third ability also gives 80 to the target you're using the shield on. So that's why I like to max it second. And if a second ability gives you insane amount of poke. So in the later stages, in the mid game, you wanna rotate with your teammates and try to catch people. Or maybe you go into the mid lane with your ADC for the tempo advantage, you shove the wave and then you try to rotate with your teammates. Okay, right there I flashed to slow him down, poke him down, and we secured a kill. I should have used ultimate here. I should have used ultimate instead of the shield. Because I ran out of mana to use the ultimate and maybe save the Ahri. So in this case I should have used the ultimate. I think I should have used it. But I'm not that familiar with the mana amount that I need on this champion, so I wasn't sure if I have enough for 2 spells or if I just have enough for 1 spell. Okay, I'm gonna reset right here and get Ardent. With Ardent is attack speed, and the other thing is ability haste and ability power. So actually, if you use your ultimate, your Ahri gets AP and she does more damage, or if you shield as well. But usually I wouldn't shield Ahri because she doesn't benefit from the AD, unless she's really low life. So you want to use the shield on the carry champions, like in this case, use it on the Ezreal because he's getting AD and then he will do way more damage whenever you're trading or in teamfights as well. Mid game is the time where you are just roaming around on the map, trying to help out wherever you are needed. And we saw Mr. Lee Sin is here. I'm gonna knock him up, and now the others can secure their kill. Let's go. The main thing is if you're playing Janna, either you go for full poke composition. Okay, I can shield you, go in, my friend. I shield you, I slow him down, I knock him up, and we get the kill. Let's go. Where was I again? Oh yeah, when to pick Janna. Janna is an enchanter. Either you pick her into a team composition where you want to peel for your carries and you have a little bit of frontline already, or you go for full poke kiting composition. Like you have, let's say you have Orianna mid lane, you have Ezreal, and you have Morgana in the jungle. A full poke kiting composition, then you're just always kiting and try to poke the people down, and you're never engaging onto them. You're just poking them down so much that they are unable to commit for the team fight, and then you're just kiting, poke. So either you go for this composition, or you go for a composition where you already have a main frontline. Then it's also fine to go for an enchanter. And that's why I'm saying it's really important for you guys to know when to pick which champion and into which composition. And right there, I got cocky and I got caught. Was just my bad. That's for example a mistake that you shouldn't do when you're ahead. Even if you're ahead, you should try to avoid those cocky plays. Because you can always give back shutdowns and you can always reset the mental. So the moment you reset the mental, they're like, maybe this game is winnable. Maybe you can still do it. So you wanna avoid to give shutdowns and play too cocky. It's so definitely a mistake on my part. And yeah, see? Now we're just giving shutdowns back and forth. Shutdowns. This is something that you wanna avoid. You wanna go for perfect game every single time. Every single time, try to go for the perfect gameplay. And perfect doesn't mean you don't die, perfect means you're avoiding unnecessary deaths. I should have used ultimate immediately. I used ultimate too late, and this is something where I'm actually thinking, okay, maybe I should have went for Mercs. Because the Aurelion, after the Aurelion stunned me, I couldn't do anything, and he just bursted me down. So my mistake there was not using ultimate immediately. Either I flash out, not get stunned, because I underestimated the Aurelion's soul damage, or I press ultimate immediately. So either flash out or ultimate immediately, instead of holding it, and then get one-shotted by a soul. So as you guys can see, it's very important for you guys to understand and rewatch your gameplays and see each mistake you did that game to improve yourself. The whole goal should always be try to improve. I'm gonna use ultimate right here to heal everyone up, buff them up. I'm just gonna flash over as well. Knock this guy up. And Janna ultimate in teamfights is insane because you can A, cock block the hard engage from the opponent, and B, bless me. B, bless me. Hey! B, you can heal everyone up, and the moment you have Staff of Flowing Water and Ardent Sensor, they're also getting buffed by all the value from the passive. More ability power, more ability haste, and more attack speed. So, the ultimate in teamfights is actually cracked. Ultimate in teamfights actually cracked. Okay, now I'm gonna disengage, push this guy away, so you guys, so everyone is getting healed, and I'm denying the Riven hard engage. Can we end? 5 seconds on Kai'Sa, maybe we can. I'm gonna set up my knock-up right here, I think. I'm gonna use a shield, knock-up, never mind. Can we end though? Maybe we cannot. I think we cannot, and we just decided to give a few shutdowns back again. Yikes. Okay. Oh no, this guy's going for me again! Aurelion Sol, you're hating me! Why do you hate me this much? This guy hates me. He just hates me. 3 times I'm killed by Aurelion Sol. Feels bad, man. By the way, in high elo, everyone pings everyone. It doesn't mean you're toxic necessary. I'm just pinging Sneaky for fun. I'm just pinging him for fun. I mean, I know it's him, and I know he picked away Baron, so I'm just pinging him for fun, trying to trigger him a bit. But if you get upset by people pinging you, at the end of the day you can just mute them. Just press the mute button, it's a done deal. If you play high elo and you don't get pinged, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. Everyone pings everyone all the time. Slight mistake, people will ping you, and it doesn't necessarily mean they are toxic. They're just showing, okay, you fucked up. This is literally it. If you get pinged, it's literally them showing that you just fucked up. Okay, gonna use ultimate to heal my boy up and help him out. No flash over and slow this guy down. Okay, not gonna flash. Might. And we get that kill. See, he's not even doing anything wrong, and I'm still pinging. I talk to Sneaky a lot, by the way. Like we talk decent amounts. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to explain my thought process and try to explain how to play an enchanter. And I see you next time. Bye bye.
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.